It isn't because it's not. I don't know if she really did the apology because of it looks bad not to do it because other people are doing it. It looks bad for her personal brand and reputation. It looks bad for her family. And actually, to be honest, when it affects your coin, people do different things. Like, people can say and do whatever they want to do. But when the coin is involved, when your brand partnerships are like, actually, we're going to have to come to an end because you are talking derogatively about dark-skinned Black women, and actually that's our whole entire, like, I know she does a lot of stuff with makeup, I know she does a lot of things with wigs, and so I'm like, she's not really in a position not to apologize. What made it frustrating for me was that she deleted her apology video.
Because people were cussing her.
She deleted the video. Turn the comments off.
Yeah,
it's 2020. There's different ways to manage technology. If you
Maybe
don't
she just thought her video was trash. Like, oh, why?
So then don't do it. This is what I mean. Like, you want to, like, I just think there's a good and bad side of social media, and when you enter into it, you have to know what you're entering into. And Angela, you know, because you've spoken about social media and how, like, you're not sure what you want to do with your social media presence.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. As you are becoming elevated in this status of becoming an influencer, you don't, like, you need to think ahead and you need to be sensible. And if you're going to do an apology video and you're scared for the comments, turn the comments off.
No, I think she watched the video back. I think she's not intelligent, and she watched the video back and she realized, oh my gosh, how did I refer to people Black as, so, like, even in my video I was referring to them as other. Oh my gosh, why did I do that? And I think she's also extremely, you know, I met her in real life randomly in Shepherd's Bush, and she was the sweetest. Like, when I say sweetest, not in terms of like her comments were wild, and I don't stand by them, but I'm talking about her demeanor came off as quite timid, and I couldn't figure out why she was like, you wouldn't think that this is the kind of person that's a YouTuber. She was very timid. She spoke really quietly. Like, she seemed quite nervous. And so I think even after watching her videos, I don't think she's got the right direction. I think also she's not intelligent. She put out a video hastily, and she didn't think about what she was saying, and it's actually caused more damage than good. And so she's just decided, like, in my head, I think of, like, if it was a younger sister, say if this was Anne, maybe not Anne because Anna knows what she's doing, but say if it was someone else, like anyone's younger sister, and they put out a video hastily saying, oh, I'm sorry, and and not understanding what they're apologizing for truly, because I don't think she understood the extent and what she had to actually properly apologize for and what she did wrong. I don't think she actually understood it in her head. To now get backlash for your apology video, the first thing is to take it down because it's offending more people, and then probably to go into hiding. Like, I think it's just natural. She's a human being. Like, it's a natural, like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I'm making it worse. Let me delete it. Let me go into hiding, and like, let me just be quiet.
On the contrary, or the complete other side of the spectrum is Nella Rose. So Nella Rose also said some wild things, and obviously we were talking about some of the comments that she said that I can only empathize. I just didn't grow up like that, and I really believe that I grew up in a cocoon in Bristol, like I really do, especially me and the schools that I went to, and then the areas that I lived in, because I never ever thought Somalis wanted to be associated with Black people, because that was never my interaction. And actually, I found it a little bit hurtful, but that's the story of my life. Black people not wanting to be Black altogether. It's just ridiculous. But Nella Rose's apology, I thought that was very sincere, and I don't even know if there's that much age difference between Nella Rose and only Bells. But Nella Rose, she came, to be honest, to me, she's like
I think Bells is older.
Oh, I felt like Nella came on and she was like, look, I'm really sorry. This is actually disgusting. And she wasn't afraid to just call out what it was. And she was like, it was out of order. It was disgusting. It was despicable. And I felt
because she's intelligent.
It's probably the most honest apology I've ever seen.
Yeah, she's more. Actually, I think it was. I feel like it went slightly too far when she was like, "I'm happy for people to call me out and make comments on the way I look." The hell, I'm annoyed. I'm saddened by what I did. What I did was wrong. This is what I did wrong, and I shouldn't have said it. And I'm apologetic to everybody that had done it. However, yeah. Anyone just coming and just making random comments on the way I look doesn't make that right either. Like, if you see the way she spoke about it just felt like, are you encouraging? Like, to me, it was a bit.
I think that was
she knows it's coming though. She knows it's coming though. That's coming whether she talks about it or not.
Yeah. But she just it's like me saying, it's like me upsetting you and then coming and saying, yeah, Lyndon, make fun of me. Oh yeah, like it's fine.
I'm,
Take the mick at me. Take the mick at me.
yeah, but you know what?
But
But you know what? Just you saying that, I'm less likely to do that. Because you said that, I'm less likely to do that because you're saying.
But also, Nella's a different character to Belle. So you're saying that when you met her, she was quite timid and shy, and I think like reserved, perhaps. What you're saying, that's not Nella Rose's character. No. So actually, it wouldn't make sense. So her apology was authentic, I think, because it was authentically her, and maybe part of her. And the other end of her character is actually, if you want to have a fight, if you want to call me out, if you want to say that I don't look nice, I think she just wanted to be completely her, and I think that's the difference between Nella's apology and Belle's apology. But do you know what I actually was frustrated at? But I feel
and the rape stuff, like I don't understand, like where, like how, like what games were those? I don't know.
But you know what? If I had Twitter when I was 12, or some people that are around my age had Twitter when we were 12, what kind of stuff would we be saying? It would be
that's true.
Wildest thing.
I wouldn't be talking about rape. I can tell you that for free.
Well, no, okay, not rape. You might say something. You might say something.
Oh, absolutely. I would have said something that was crazy. Only Belle's apology was lacking a few things, obviously. But for me, what it lacked, there was no sisterhood. And I think that's something that a lot of Black women just need to learn. Like, we don't get ahead by separating ourselves. And if someone calls you, and if someone says you have a nice complexion because you're lighter than someone else, you actually, that's not something for you to be happy about. If you...
Wait, before you go there, can I ask a question? Sorry. Were those the only two social media influencers that were cancelled?
Oh, so we're naming and shaming now. So Nella Rose, Only Bells, Ivorian Doll, and that's all I can remember. But
Paige Cake,
that's it.
Oh.
Paige Cake.
I've heard whispers about chunks in Philly, but I don't know how true that is. I haven't seen anything.
I wouldn't put it past them. People need to remember,
but if it's 8 years ago, Philly definitely said something wild.
Oh, Philly can't even count.
He probably said something too.
He definitely can't count.
He can't count.
He cannot count.
He definitely said something.
Oh no!
I'm so upset.
Do you know what? When I saw all of this, I just had to think, and I thought, like, you know what? If people and someone else put this up, it was Nella's friend put up a video like this. He has his own channel, and I think he's quite sensible. He also loves Jesus. But he said, no, I'm just saying.
Not relevant.
No, I'm just saying it is actually. Jesus is always relevant. Okay? So he said, if someone recorded what you were saying, or if someone came back and pulled up things, texts you sent and whatever, from when you're younger, everybody would be shamed. Everybody would be shamed. Not me, because I never had Twitter and I barely have social media, but you know what, let's keep me out of the conversation. I think everybody will be shamed. And so I think that there's a level of okay, you need to apologize for these comments and you need to show some kind of remorse. But I think holding it against them, especially when you can see growth, it's just not fair, because the difference is that people are searching through their timeline, they're not searching through yours. And maybe, just maybe, please guys, whoever is a social media influencer, please listen up. If you have seen those go before you and you have an intent of becoming a social media influencer, if you don't use this to better yourself and you don't feel the pain by looking at them, you'll feel it yourself when they come through your timeline. So please, for the love of all things good,
delete the tweets quickly.
Delete.
I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Delete, exactly. Please, I'm begging
you. But
you.
can I ask a question? Who are these people that are trolling through 8 years worth of tweets?
This is the
Bored
question.
people.
Who decides we're going to find out what these Black influencers were saying in 2012? We're going to come, exactly. We're going to come for them. Who is that? You think it was a Black person? You think it was a white person?
Like, you know who?
Do you know what? I actually think it was Black people. I actually think it was Black people.
Me too.
Absolutely. I think it was Black people to pick the kind of things that they picked, and to be so swift and come up with it with the people that they went for.
I don't think that's a white person.
I don't think it's a white person, and I think, and it really makes me sad, because I think it's Black people going after other Black people. I don't know whether it's to avail space for them in the influencer community, so then now they can make their own YouTube channel. But to be honest with you, I think it's bad mind. Like, I feel like, just why? Like, because if they came through yours, they probably would find something of question. And if they didn't, that we thank God. But your friends, your sister, your brother, like they'll find something. And
I guess it can happen to anybody. I just think a small element of me, maybe because I'm just a bit mean, a small element of me is, well, it's not as simple as if someone exposed my text messages, because that's a private conversation between one person and another. When you decide to go on Twitter, obviously 8 years ago, they didn't know that they were going to blow up to the way that they did. But even as an individual person, you shouldn't be making those comments out there for the rest of the world to see. But they were young. I think it would be different. Yeah, I'd take a different stance if they were in their 20s. Actually, to be honest, I'd take a different stance if they were 18, because at 18, I think you're grown and you should know act. However, I just think to myself, if you have to doubt it, if you're not sure if you should say this, don't say it. Call a friend. Call your friend and tell your friend. Mouth out for your friend privately. Don't even put it in WhatsApp, because let me tell you, WhatsApp can be used in a court of law. Oh yeah. So I just feel like people just need to be sensible. But also the trolls that are looking for this stuff, I think it's very, very disappointing. Why do you have time to do that? I know we're all in quarantine, but why?
I think though, back whenever in 2000 and whenever, when these people are 12, first of all, to think about for them to grasp the gravity, and plus they probably just some random person with only their friends following them. And they were in secondary school, they're probably on the bus, said something funny, their friends laugh, they tweet it just for retweets. I think this comes down to like seeking validation from other people, and like why do you feel like everything you think needs to be put into a status? Why do you feel like everything you think needs to be posted? Everything you like needs to be posted on Instagram. Everything, like some things, and this is what, for me, maybe I'm just backwards, some things, like for me it's more of a thing of like, why am I posting this rather than why can't I post this? Like that's my thought process. It might not be the same for everybody else, but I think it's not worth it. So to come now 18 years or 8 years later and people are tracking you.
You say it's not worth it, but they've been posting on social media for a while, and now they have an actual following. That doesn't come overnight. That comes with sustained posting all the time, that people know who you are.
That's
true.
So
I think it makes sense why they're posting. I mean, they probably didn't know that when they were that age, but they're reaping the benefits now. But I think once you reap the benefits, go back to your tweets and do some stuff, man.
So Lyndon, I don't have Twitter, neither does Angela. You're the producer extraordinaire out here. I hope you've edited any tweets that you had, friend.
What have I said that I'm gonna be?
I don't know about Londoners.
Londoners. If I said it then, I'd say it again today.
Oh, I'm coming. I'll be the one searching for you. If you find an unnamed account following you, that's me.
Wait, I have another question before we move on. So my question is like, are we cancelling those people? So obviously Nella Rose and Only Bells have deleted their accounts. I don't think Paige Keiki has. Maya Jama said
deleted their Twitter account or their YouTube account as well.
Nella Rose has deleted her Instagram. Only Bells has deleted her Instagram and her Twitter.
She's back on Instagram now. Only Bells, I just checked.
Oh, is she?
She's got like 2 pictures there. So.
Oh, okay. My question is like, are we cancelling people who make these outlandish comments?
What does cancelling even flipping mean, though?
I don't know. So we're not going to support them, not going to listen to their music.
We said that. They've said that about Maya Jama. They've said that about
I don't like her. She's
Steph London. Some people might not like them anymore, but most people probably still do.
I feel like it's bad to cancel someone on some things they said when they were 12 or 13.
Yeah, but what does cancel actually mean, though?
I don't know, but whatever, 13, by the way. Steph London wasn't 12 or 13 when she said what she said.
No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't.
She was grown.
She's still flourishing at it. I don't even know what cancelling even is.
Why do we have to move as a unit? I feel like everybody look and make a decision based on the information that's available to you. And if it's the kind of person that you wouldn't associate with, you go ahead and not associate with them. If you want to still follow them and you want to give them grace, you go ahead. But making the decision as a collective, I think that's when it becomes forced and it becomes a lot. Like now the whole nation, the whole world was cancelling you. Our whole world. No.
If you can only get ahead by placing yourself on top of someone else who is the same race as you, then there's a problem.